Hey.
That's a great
What's up,
reception.
Paladins? Oh,
Welcome to FandomFest here. I know what you guys are all looking for, but everybody else at San Diego, if you haven't already noticed, we have this amazing Pepsi Fantasy food truck. So if you end up getting hungry or a little thirsty, have at some ramen tacos and some fire and ice float.
And if we want to do like a food truck war, I like that Voltron. I've been staring at this Voltron food truck this entire day, and it looks so good. So I want some of that. Someone should bring me some.
All of the
none
food.
of you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So we got some exciting news. We have the creators and cast of Voltron here to talk about Season 3, which is premiering August 4th on Netflix. To kick this off, yes.
Excited?
Get hyped. I'm excited too. To
Little
kick
bit.
this off, we're going to show the trailer for Season 3, and then we're going to bring out the cast. So let's roll that clip, everybody. Woo!
It may be difficult for us all to accept, but it is time to think about finding a new pilot for the Black Lion.
Safe and sound, human hearts are beating, but it's an hourglass breaking with the tide. Heavy breath, heavy feet, we're running. Feel the diamond tears forming in our eyes.
No Black Lion, no Voltron.
When the sky falls down, when the birds call out, and the crimson
Oh man, that was amazing. That's
Anybody
awesome.
excited about this? Are you more excited to actually see them? All right, well, without further ado, we'd first like to bring up everybody's favorite hunk, Tyler Labine. Please join us on stage. Woo. Next up, we've got Paige herself, Beck's Taylor-Klaus.
Right here, there you go. And then the showrunners, the people who made this happen and brought Voltron back to life. Please welcome Joaquim Dos Santos, the executive producer, and Lauren Montgomery, co-executive producer. I just broke something. Oh, not me. Woo. All right.
Breaking
No
stuff.
problem.
Have nice things.
All right. Welcome.
Hi there.
Thanks
Hi.
for being here,
Thanks for coming
guys.
by. Thanks for coming outside to sit on the hottest stage
Yeah.
at Comic-Con.
It's actually a nice breeze right now. It's
It's
really
a little
hot
bit
in
of a
that little
breezy.
tent.
It's gonna, yes, our green room tent is very, very hot. So I'm gonna kick this off with like a tough question because at the end of season 2, we're not just gonna jump straight into this. There were so many questions, and the fate of everyone's favorite character was left hanging in the balance. So I want to know what happened to Kaltenecker the cow from the mall episode.
Wow.
Where'd he go?
Well, the real Kaltenecker is actually here. Benjamin Kaltenecker, our line producer. He's hanging around
where
here
is he?
somewhere. The one and only right there.
There he is.
There he is.
wave
Oh,
it around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kaltenecker the cow is alive and kicking and has adventures that we will hopefully see at some point in the future.
Ooh, all right. There we go. That was like that was the Tumblr question that I pulled off today. That was like trending on Tumblr, and I was like, that's amazing. So we
Fan
had to-
favorite.
Yeah, gotta get those fan questions in. Speaking of fan questions, we are going to open this up to you guys, the audience, to ask questions later in the thing after we spiel. But so that trailer was amazing. We're really excited to see it, especially like as someone who watched a lot of the old Voltron as a kid for some reason. I don't remember how I even had access to it, but like Prince Lotor was like such an iconic thing. So how excited are you guys to bring Prince Lotor to the new Voltron?
And how is he going to mess it all up for the characters?
Oh boy.
He's gonna mess it up pretty bad. We're really excited. We explored Zarkon. We had a lot of fun with him, and we just wanted to bring in a villain that had a very different dynamic, and we felt like we could really do that with Lotor. You want to expand on that, Joaquin?
Yeah, I mean, he's, we got to show a little bit of him, and he's a very different villain to Zarkon, where Zarkon sort of just took everything by force. I think Lotor's got a bit more cunning and a bit more guile, and he knows how to work the system a little bit more. So there might be parts of Lotor that you guys actually relate to and like, and at the same time realize, uh-oh, is he working it against us?
I've been saying, and I totally wholeheartedly believe this, Lotor is probably, in my estimation, one of the most complicated and complex villains that I've ever seen on TV. I haven't even seen him on TV yet, but
That you will see
that
on
you
TV.
will see on TV. Yeah.
Does some of that stem from his relationship to Zarkon?
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
yeah. We hinted at the fact that he was exiled from the Empire, and he's Zarkon's sort of wayward son. So he's had adventures that I think, took him to very different places than Zarkon.
Could
You
we
know,
get the rights to Carry On My Wayward Son?
I
Yeah,
think
that's
we
what I
might.
wanted to do. It's
the-
the,
for the
new
musical
theme
episode.
song.
Yes.
Yeah. Before I forget, I'm reminded we are at the end of this doing a cosplay contest. I see that most
see
of you
everybody out here.
have dressed
You guys
up,
look amazing.
which will be judged by our panelists here. So if you guys are in costume, definitely stick around. We have a lot of great prizes to give out for you guys. So we'll do that towards the end of there.
Yeah, so let's go to kind of more of the story here. And we know that Shiro is hopefully only temporarily out of the picture. But what are we going to see from Allura? Like, is she going to step in so that Voltron can still form? What can we know about all of this?
Well, that all remains to be seen.
Oh, but
But,
you can't tell
Spoilers.
us.
There's a bunch of allures here, though. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm especially in love with the Space Mall Allura. Shout out to that hair, incredible.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Allura's got a lot of potential, but she's also got a lot of learning to do if she wants to actually become a paladin one day. So who knows? We'll see if she'll pass that test. It's not up to us. It's up to the Lions.
Just kind of come over to here. So, Taylor, a lot of the characters in the show have kind of gotten to have their like big stories and their big moments and really explore. But like Hunk's still kind of like chilling. He's still going along with the flow. Are we
Passing
gonna get to
through
see
people.
some more,
Don't look
some
at me.
proper character development?
Oh,
Or-
wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, I would really like to. It's kind of the whole
Oh,
point.
I
That's
think
the
the things I
question.
could tell you, but I'm
Please.
not going
Oh.
to. No, I understand certainly from an outside perspective that it seems as though Hunk has sort of hit his stride and stayed there, which to some degree is true. He really, in season 1, was really sort of a much different character than he is in season 3, and a lot of that was established in season 1 and 2. Season 3 and the breadth of the scope of the show is just so huge that I feel like Hunk has sort of found himself. There's a place that he's gotten to which is much more confident. He's much more bold with his maneuvers with this new corkscrew attack.
Yeah.
And I think also he's really found a place to put his food knowledge and his peacemaking sort of tendencies to good use with like food being sort of an olive branch. You know, he uses it as an ambassador to sort of help spread the right message for Voltron.
Pizza rolls, not gender roles.
Pizza rolls, not gender rolls. Hey!
There you go. Nice. I love that.
But yeah,
I
so,
got that
you know,
from Tumblr. Don't give me credit.
Tumblr's the best.
But there is more in store, and it's just things we can't talk about. So
I remember speaking to you before, Tyler, and you said one thing in particular that you loved about Hunk was the fact that he got to pass through someone through gastral.
yeah, how many people here
Ways.
have actually been farted out of another creature? None of you? Not one? Well, Hunk got to be actually
that's
processed
not
through the
character development, I
gastrointestinal
don't know
system
what
of a
is.
weblum. That was pretty exciting. Stinky, but exciting.
Yeah. And to your point with Hunk's growth, I think the mall episode in particular was a great way that we saw him completely take over a restaurant, go from like washing the dishes to head chef in a matter of minutes, and he was great at it.
Yeah, that was
not
Hunk's
just cooking.
comeuppance for sure, man. Once he made it through Repit Sal and proved to himself that he could in fact impact people with his food and leave a message. I think literally as he's running over Repit Sal's face, what does he say?
He's saying, basically, take all the lessons that I taught you and, take.
and spread this through the universe or whatever, and then he steps on his face and runs away.
Yeah.
So he's got a little mix of good and bad in there, but
But he genuinely wants to bring people together with food. It sounds like a little aside, but it's something that I think it's something we all share in common. And I think, no matter where you travel to, good food is good food.
Right,
And
we
if
have
you
it
bring
here
people
at
together, yeah.
Comic-Con, don't we? I mean,
Good goo
perfect.
is good goo, everybody.
That's right.
There's a quote for you. So we're already getting Prince Lotor, obviously, but are there any other iconic characters you'd love to bring to the show? Are we going to see them? Any hints, any winks, any drops?
I mean, we definitely in our episode that we just sort of give a sneak peek to, we alluded to, Pidge still being on the hunt for her family, and that's as far
Yay.
as our, this iteration of
That's it.
Voltron, they're very iconic characters at this point.
We also had an extremely iconic cat show
That's
up.
right.
Yes.
The cat originally it was Hagar's cat, and we brought it in and we gave it to another character, but still it's an homage Easter egg to the original cat. She's in there.
The cat
Maybe
returns.
not
The
what you
Galler
were looking
universe.
for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it totally counts.
Totally, I agree. So Bex, kind of a more like a personal question. Between like Pidge's reveal in season 1 and also your work as Audrey in Scream, you've kind of become a bit of an icon for LGBT fans, myself included. Yeah, shout out there. Do you find that like adds like a level of kind of, I don't know, gravitas or importance? Do you think more about the roles as you approach them, knowing how much they resonate with fans?
Definitely. I personally, I love roles that I feel like when I'm just even looking at the breakdown, I feel a connection to it and feel like other people could have the same sort of connection if I do this right. And that's really what attracted me to Pidge is in the breakdown. They were talking about how she was a female dressed as a male in order to find her family, and I feel like that's a trope that's been portrayed throughout history, and I loved the fact that it was being brought into space. It's so cool.
Right? It's so Shakespearean in a way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I do love playing the characters that kind of resonate with a community that feels like they're underrepresented or that is underrepresented in a lot of ways. And I like being able to bring representation to the table.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Yes.
And we love that you're
Definitely
doing
claps
it.
for that. And I think Voltron as a whole really does a great job with representation for things. We were talking about Princess Allura, but she's so much stronger and does so much more than she has done in the past, and it felt like that was a very important thing for you guys as showrunners to make sure that this was a character that could hold their own or is even potentially stronger than a lot of the males on the team. There have been times where, definitely stronger. She kicked some major ass when she had to, which was a great, awesome like surprise right there, like midway through season. Was that season 1 even?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, way back then.
I mean, yeah.
That wasn't really a question. I'm sorry. Just
We
a
can
compliment.
turn it into one
It's
if
a
you want.
compliment time. Yeah.
Great, thank you. We love it too. We worked on shows like Avatar and Korra, which both had extremely strong female characters,
Yes.
and we just felt like it's kind of needs to be there. Females just need to be treated like characters, not like a gender role. So we just write her like we would any character. We write all of our characters that way, male or female, and she has a purpose in her life. And that's all it. She has her story. She goes through it, and we don't really pay attention to whether she's a girl or a boy to address that story.
I think that's the great thing about Pidge too. When Pidge sort of finally revealed herself, Cran was like, I don't get it. Like, what's the problem here? Like, what's going on?
So I need to have that. It was really like interesting, like as a cultural level, to have you find a race that's like, oh no, of course genders are equal. Like, why are all you
Like,
humans being weird about
what's going
this?
on?
Like,
I don't even
and you're
understand
like,
what's
oh,
happening.
it makes you like it puts things into perspective a lot more. And I think that's
why I love the Balmerans. I feel like they're totally just like a unique race where everybody looks the same, but it has very unique roles, but everybody is very equal.
Totally.
So we
Also,
wanted
grandma's
to
food.
play a few games with you guys. The first one, shipping's a huge thing between all of the fandoms.
We love shipping.
Right? We've talked about this before. And so we wanted to throw out a few of the popular ship names and see if you guys thought that they were truly actually compatible. And we like to think of it as ship it
Okay,
or
hang
sink
on.
it.
Before we start, can we just say everybody's allowed to have their ship?
Absolutely.
Let's just open
Yeah.
up with that one.
All ships are
And
valid.
All ships are valid.
And all ships are canon.
Yeah.
No
Which
ship is
means-
denied.
He just said yes, man.
I mean, I
Which
just
means you
rolled
can
with it.
always agree and disagree as
That's
long
right.
as we all respectfully do so together. So first up, we wanted to know one of the favorites is Clance. Do we see
Oh, I got some clans.
One
Do
of
we
the
see
favorites.
Yes.
one of
The
many
favorite.
favorites? Do we see Keith and Lance as being truly compatible?
I mean, he cradled him in his arms.
I guess so. The only thing I find incompatible is the ship name. It's just a K in front of Lance, guys. Come on.
What would you change that
Laith.
to?
Just Laith. L-A-I-T-H.
You've heard it here.
Fusion.
Keens.
Yeah,
You can make some quinceañera
Kins.
jokes.
Keynes, yeah.
How would we feel about Shidge?
I think
Shiro and Pidge.
Wow.
I feel like that's a little
Shidge.
off. I feel like that's more of a mentor and a
So we'd say
Big brother.
big brother
about
sort of
Big
thing.
brother,
Al-
yeah.
Almost
but, hey,
paternal,
man,
even. It's a little
It's
Space
a-
dad.
it's still
Space
a
dad.
love.
Space
It's just
dad,
a
not space
platonic
daddy.
love.
Yes.
Daddy.
Shidge also is just too reminiscent of a couple other bad words, and I feel like maybe Piro would be
I
better.
think that's a little
Hero.
bullshit.
Hero. Yeah, I like hero.
Pirouette.
So actually, let's go right into this one. How do you
Yeah.
guys feel about Hidge?
Hidge.
Hidge.
Hidge, yeah. I like Punk.
Punk is so
Hidge
much
and
better.
Hunk,
Tom's
yeah.
like,
On fire.
we're renaming this.
Hidge is cool,
Punk's
but
good.
it's also
Punk is pretty
Hidge
good.
stuff. Punk is a little more punk.
Hidge
Yeah.
sounds like a Will Smith movie. Yeah.
There are
It's a
few,
Kevin
too.
James movie. It's a Kevin James movie.
Yeah.
Some of these ship names are actually quite like beautiful but also weird sounding, and one of them is Allurance, which just sounds like
Ooh.
fantastic.
That's the
but
first
it's
time I've
Allure
heard
and
that one.
Lance.
I prefer Lance a lot.
Yes,
Yes,
we've
that's
got
on the
that
list
one
as well.
too.
Lancelot is
Lancelot's
great.
Yes.
We got that one too.
There you go.
Lancelot's all potential, right? There's nothing to disprove that that's not going to
Not at all.
happen,
Not
right?
at all.
Like, it's all going.
We
I
know
always
he's
feel
got a thing
like,
for long flowing hair.
and we talk about. I feel like it's funny that Lance always kind of ends up on all of the ships because I feel like
So
if
it's
there's
Ants.
anyone who's not going to end up with anyone, it is definitely Lance.
Wow. Poor Lance.
Poor
Lance. I love Lance, but like Lance is a tryhard. Lance needs like some space chill.
Lance
Like-
is my favorite character, but I think it's because he has to overcome that trying so hard factor. Once he just lets go, everybody's going to be like, dude, Lance, all the way.
He's certainly earnest, and he goes after what he wants.
does.
He's driven. He's dedicated.
That's right.
And he's
He's
got a good
not-
attitude about it.
He's not nailed down to one of the ships. He gets all of
He's
them, which is
everywhere.
why he's ants.
That's
It's
right.
all
Yeah.
ants. Well, the second game that we wanted to play was a little one where we kind of want to veer you guys
Some more trivia based.
a little
Uh-oh.
trivia. We
is
wanted
not
to
gonna go well.
shout out a
Pour
few
it on.
Voltron villain names, and you guys say if they're real or fake.
Okay. Does this span all Voltron shows or just ours?
It's the universe-ish.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Good times. We're
I
going to do
think
this.
God-ish. So,
right.
go for it.
You know, sorry. Okay, the first one on the list. This is an easy one, maybe.
I can just read your card, though.
Oh, Tyler Bean's cheating right out the
Tyler
gate.
Bean.
All right, I'm gonna like this
Ejected.
now. Gosh, Viceroy Throck.
Throck, did
I'm
you
going
say?
to say no.
Throck.
Yeah, Throck is real.
Throck
Wait,
is real.
Throck is
Yeah.
real, but Viceroy?
That might be his official title on
you-
some sort of.
If you go to our
It is, so you're
Voltron
right. It
wiki.
is real,
Yes.
but you guys never call him Viceroy on
We
the new
don't.
show
No.
because
We don't
that was
officially
his-
designate his
his
ranking.
thing. Yes, yeah, rankings in there. But yeah, you got the first one.
All right.
That's correct.
the
Viceroy.
second one
Throck.
is
Throck.
Commander
Throck.
Jiggerock.
I love that name,
It's, yeah.
Um,
We'll make it
Jiggerock?
real.
but no.
Jiggerock.
No.
Can you spell it, please?
Use it in a sentence.
J-I-G-G-A-R-O-K
Use it in a sentence.
Planet of origin?
is Commander Jiggerock real or fake?
I'm going thumbs down.
I say no.
Negative.
Negative. You guys are correct. Commander Jiggerog is completely false.
You know
We
your
totally
fake
made that up.
names.
Yeah.
Good, though.
All right, next one is Carp.
Carp.
Carp is in like a fish?
Maybe
K-
it's like a fish.
K-A-R-P.
K-A-R-P.
Oh.
Carp.
I'm going to say yes because of the K designation.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm on yes.
I'm
I'm
going
going
no.
yes.
I'm
Sticking
gonna
with Montgomery.
split it up completely, and I'm gonna go with no.
No, all right. Carp's real.
Who is Carp?
That's
Carp's
the
real.
stuff.
Look him up on the wiki.
Wow.
Voltron.wikia.com. We will
Voltron
plug that
wiki,
stuff.
they're
That's where
all
we got
there.
all our things.
Fish guy.
People know way more about Voltron than us.
Next up,
He
we've
was
got
from the Mermaid episode.
Squat with 2 T's. Squat.
I'm going to say no.
I'm gonna say
Tyler,
yes.
come on, get with me. No squat.
I'm
Gonna remain with
I'm
your
gonna have to go no
teammate?
as well. No squat.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Squat is actually fake. Rather, Squat is one of Rita Repulsa's henchmen from Power Rangers.
Oh.
Uh,
I don't know what that
Fake
show you're
you.
talking about. Never heard
Fake
of
in
it.
Voltron, but real in other
Sure.
fandom. Yes. So next one is Dark Lugil.
What about Dirk
Definitely.
Gently?
Just for the Dirk.
Dark Lugiel, yeah.
I prefer Dirk Gently.
Rubio?
Dirk Gently. Dark Lugiel
Dark
Gently.
Lugil.
Dirk gently.
Don Henley. It's a Don Henley.
Oh, yeah. It's not
I have
Boys
no
of Summer?
idea.
no idea.
Dirk.
He's real.
Dirk what? Say
He's
the
real.
last name.
Dark Lugiel.
Dark Lugiel?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Like
fake.
Loogie.
I'm
No, that's
going,
real.
I'm
So fake.
going no. I don't know.
It's
No.
so weird. It's real.
No.
That one's also fake in that it is one of the main villains from Ultraman.
Yeah.
Ultraman.
Yeah.
Do I win something for like going all for all or no?
You win getting to be the judge
So-
on the cosplay
yeah.
thing that's coming up next.
All right,
There you
that's
go.
that's
Hey.
a great
And
guy.
the integrity of, being
Yeah.
here.
Being on
But
this
we're
ride.
giving you all these great names that you can now add to the show as new villains.
That's
Yeah,
true.
there you go.
Can I have
And then
that
you'll be
crossover.
retroactively
Gotta do some
correct
crossover.
about the game.
Another one which would be Witch Hagger.
Well, real.
I think
obviously.
maybe real.
I'm gonna go with
Come on
that
now.
one.
That was a softball.
Totally
Yeah.
fake.
That sounds wrong.
Real indeed.
Do we have
All
one
right.
in the audience?
Last
And your,
one.
And your
Last
final
one.
one. Let's see if
Uh-oh.
the audience. The audience will get to pick this one, guys. Real or fake? Marshall Keysor.
Shout it out.
That was real, you guys. That was real.
Whoa.
Oh,
Everybody needs to go to Voltron Wiki right now
Keysor.
and educate.
there you guys go.
Who did he play? Who was he?
Totally unrelated to Voltron. Can I just give a shout out to Adam West era Batman back there?
Oh man.
Little,
Yes.
little
yes.
homage.
Can you do the Batusi? Yes. Thank you.
Sorry that you're missing it at home.
Yeah.
It was great though.
That was awesome. So cool, yeah. So as you can see, we have a ton of cosplayers out here, and the Casa Voltron has brought party packs, gift bags
Prizes.
full of awesome
party
things. They
packs.
kind of are party packs. Do we
They're
want to tell
prizes.
them what's in them?
Nope.
Should I tell them what's in them? They come with 5 pint
Pepsi
glasses.
Fire.
They're Voltron pint glasses and a Voltron apron, so you can go full hunk and make a Voltron themed
Oh, yeah.
party platter and
Dinner
drinks
party, yeah.
at your next Voltron watching party. And we're just gonna do this very simply. We're gonna have each of you pick one at the end of the show. But before we do that, we're gonna start taking questions from
We
the
wanna take
fans.
some
So that
audience
way,
questions.
you
Anybody
guys
got
have,
any?
if you've got a friend who's in cosplay, you have the last chance to like text them to do some stuff. So we have a microphone going around. If you have questions for the cast and crew, raise your hand. And we'll
I have a
bring them over
question
there.
for anybody in the audience who can field it.
Yeah.
What the heck is Pepsi Fire? Cinnamon Pepsi?
Cinnamon Pepsi.
So it is. It's like a fireball.
I mean, are we sponsored by Pepsi?
We are
It's
hella
so
sponsored by
good.
Pepsi.
It's
Sounds
so
delicious.
good.
It's like a fireball.
Good. Fireball Pepsi.
Sounds like
all right.
Tyler wants to drink an entire bottle of Pepsi Fire on stage.
Someone
right now.
fetch me
I
some
feel
Pepsi
like now
Fire.
Hunk needs
Stat.
to chug some Pepsi Fire.
It goes
If anybody
really
brings me
good
Pepsi
in
Fire, I'll
the
drink
in
it.
the float we have, the fire and ice float. It works really well.
You want to
All right.
ask your question?
First question.
Is this on? Okay, cool. So first of all, I was at WonderCon, and I was the one who asked the Altean Lance question, just as a flashback. But this question is not nearly as controversial, don't worry. One of my friends who was really into the original Voltron really, really wanted me to ask, do you guys have the rights to Vehicle Force, or Voltron Force, or whatever it is? He really wants to know if it's going to be in this series.
Vehicle specifically.
Yes.
So whether we have the rights to it or not is sort of, that's a whole other deal that I probably can't answer because I'm not a lawyer and have no idea,
We
really.
don't know.
But I think our answer has always been, we grew up predominantly with Lion Voltron, and that's the one that we're focused on. I think Vehicle Voltron was super cool from afar, but he was definitely like this thing that we didn't really understand. Plus, and this is highly controversial, he had a cone head. All right? And cone heads are hard to make cool. They're just tough to make cool. Like a dude wearing a lion head for a head, that's cool. Cone head, a little tougher.
Yeah, I mean,
Props to
unless you're on
Vehicle
Saturday Night
Voltron. He was like a million robots that became one guy.
I have a cone head.
You have a cone head.
It's where I had all the time. Don't do it. Hey.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to see this. Does anybody have a razor?
That's a totally
see,
normal
it's
head.
nice.
It's a
That's,
totally
that's
normal head.
You have a
badass
great
right
head.
there.
I know. I was kidding. I have an awesome head.
Up
So
next.
full.
All right. My question is, Shiro's just hiding from Slav right now, right?
Wow.
That
Yeah,
is
that
a-
was, we
that is
noticed
impressive.
That. It's awesome.
That is awesome.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Slav is
Oh my
huge.
gosh.
Look
That
at
is
that.
magnificent.
Did
Does
you
that-
make that?
Is there another person in there? It just looks
Wow. Does that double as a bed if you want to like wait in line for Hall H?
Absolutely.
So great. He's definitely
That's-
hiding from Slav.
That is
Is that a body
magnificent.
pillow? Did you turn a body pillow into Slav?
I love it.
That is cozy.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's
a
an
lot of fluff.
incredible.
That is great.
Be fun to sleep with.
I would like our
In a
CP
totally-
people to, take a look.
Platonic way.
Look at what we can
Get on it.
accomplish.
Let's make this
Body
happen.
pillows.
Thank you. Up next, in the back.
Hi, so my brother was wondering, what is your favorite thing about working on Voltron?
Let's start with Tyler.
Sure.
On the spot.
I think my favorite thing about working on Voltron is the camaraderie, I would say, between everybody that I get to work with. I'm like exhausted by the question because there's so many things I love about it. But I think genuinely from week to week, going in and getting to work with these guys and with the rest of the VA gang, and also the fact that I get to like be a part of this universe, part of Voltron. Like the 8-year-old me, every time I go in and play Hunk is just like peeing my pants with excitement. So it's pretty awesome. I never, if you had told me when I was 10 I'd be doing this, I never would have believed you in a million years. So I got to pinch myself sometimes.
Gotta pidge yourself sometimes.
I got to pinch myself sometimes.
Aw.
I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to.
even know what that means, but it's what has to
I don't
happen.
I'm gonna have to echo all of those sentiments except for the 8-year-old self, because my 8-year-old self still doesn't think that me is cool.
We
Thank
all
you.
think you're cool, babe.
Aw, thank you.
Everybody
We
else.
love you.
But yeah, everybody who is a part of this show is just unbelievably talented and kind and just some of the greatest people I've ever come across in my life. And it's an honor to be a part of this group. Every day that I go into work, I'm so excited to see every single person. We've said this a few times in interviews today. Last week, we were so excited to see each other in the booth that we were talking for so long. Andrea had to be like, okay, stop.
Yeah, our
We need
director
to
was
record.
Like, guys, be quiet for 1 second and record your lines.
You guys end up recording together then a lot of the time?
We do, yeah. We spent the majority of the first 2 seasons recording a lot of it together. I'd say, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't totally common. It actually is pretty uncommon.
What's
So-
funny too is when they're on one of their sort of rants and they're just catching up and talking and going off. Andrea will turn to us. They can't hear, and she's like, "I'm about to yell at them right now." So they're getting along a little too well right now. We got to rein them in. And then she opens the button. Is like, "Shut up."
It's hard. It's hard sometimes. You get
Tough.
so excited to
But
see each other.
You see the camaraderie that they genuinely have in the booth, and that carries through to the performances 100%. For me, we tend to get bogged down in the day-to-day. Sort of in between recordings, we're going back to the studio and we're slogging away at our desks and we're doing the stuff. And so it gets easy to kind of get a little just bogged down in the work. But every once in a while, I'll step back and I'll go, we're doing aliens and robots basically like punching each other in the face. And then giant epic, sort of space opera that there's nothing that can beat that.
The coolest job in the world.
It's the coolest job.
Did anybody go to the panel this morning and watch the episode? Could you believe those fight sequences? Like, unreal, right? I was just like blown away.
All right, I've got a bit of a 2-part answer. The first is really being able to make this show as it is, because before streaming, not so long ago, we worked in an industry where every episode had to be kind of self-encompassed. And you really couldn't tell these long, amazing stories that are serialized and with like real evolution of characters. That kind of was something that was out of reach for us. And we're like, oh, that would be really awesome, but we can't do it. So getting the ability to do that was incredible. And then the second part is seeing how these characters, played by these amazing actors and drawn by these amazing artists, affect and influence the fans, and just how much they appreciate it, how much they relate to it, and just seeing all you guys so energetic and enthusiastic and doing all these amazing cosplays and the work you put into it. It's just
Sitting
really
out in the
heartwarming.
heat to deal with it.
Freaking with your fans going and everything, it makes it all worth it because it's a lot of hard work, but the payoff is right in front of us.
We've got another question in the back.
All right, so a lot of people wanted me to ask this question. So we know Pidge's real name is Katie Holt, and we know Shiro's full name is Takashi Shirogane. But what are the other 3 paladins' last/full names?
So I pitched to Joaquin, but he wasn't necessarily on board, that Keith's last name is Kruger, and Hunk, I believe, was Voorhees.
Whoa,
And then
okay.
Lance,
going
Lance
horror.
was what's the third one?
Myers.
Yes.
Some of you might
Which
be too
I
young
thought
for
he'd
those
be on
references.
board because he's down with those movies, but he was like,
It's not officially
you're
canon.
dumb. And
I
I
pitched
think
it's-
legally it's
Can we
probably
do a
Yeah, we might
Halloween
do.
episode?
we might run
Have
into some
that?
problems.
I pitched Keith Bobeeth is his last name.
I think I
Banana
would've pitched
Fanafofi.
that.
It just keeps going. It's tough. Those characters are so iconic with their single names, and then for certain reasons, we sort of gave the other ones their full names because it was part of their backstory. Part of me thinks that you might ruin a little bit of the magic if we find out exactly what their last name is, but it might be out there. It's floating out there.
Don't we know Lance's though?
Lance Bobance was last I
Banana
heard.
Fanafofance. He's related to Keith.
Meet my moments?
I gotta say, that was one of those things I wasn't expecting from the community, that is such a point of contention and stuff. And it's also this amazing thing because they all come up with their own last names for them, and then they have this, really poignant reason why. And it's just so incredible. So I feel the, thing that at this point, how do you even give them a different last name when people have already kind of built that up for themselves?
There's that, and that's the crazy thing is that, you guys being creative in the fandom, you guys are basically the future of the industry. Half the people that are, creating those stories in their own headcanons and all that stuff, you guys are going to be writing the stories that we'll be watching, and we'll be working for you guys someday.
Also, how about this? If these guys actually come up with proper last names, that means that every last name that everyone else has come up with is suddenly wrong.
Right.
So if they never do, you can't have a wrong name.
You're all
which I
right.
think is cool.
No wrong answers.
No wrong answers here. We've got another question.
Yes, my question. Oh God, I'm stuttering. Okay. If you had to make your own Voltron pun, I guess, what would it be and why?
Wow. I wish we had our director,
Yeah.
Eugene, up here, because he's the best with the puns. Eugene, if you're out there, shoot me some
Some punnage.
punny stuff.
I wish
Oh,
we could
yeah, I
somehow
was
form together a
telepathy.
giant pun robot called Puntron.
Yeah.
Telepathy.
There was a lot, in the early days when we were originally pitching the show, there was a lot of, lion's share of the work going around and be like, lion's share, wink, wink, because it's about lions.
We
But,
have one very elusive lion, a rather elusive lion in the universe, the brown lion. I don't know if you guys know about the brown lion.
Shows up when things are tense.
Brown lion shows up whenever anything gets really, really heavy, or if anybody is under a lot of strain. Brown lion shows up and eases the situation.
So terrible.
No, it's not what you think. He's there. He's a hero of sorts, and he only shows up when you really need him to.
Okay, guys.
And he's not there when you don't want him to be there, which is the most important thing.
That is the most important thing.
Does he show up after you go to the Voltron truck?
He might. Depends.
Got it.
Can we get all the mice
Probably in a
to
different color.
form their own much smaller robot, and you can call it Voltron?
Wow.
That's pretty incredible.
Wow.
That's what their on the road show is called.
Yes. Nice.
All right, well, it's about time to get this cosplay going on.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna keep this simple. We're gonna have you each one at a time point and bring someone up here, and we are going to award them with a Voltron gift bag that has Voltron themed pint glasses and an apron, all in a bag.
It's a lot of pressure.
We already
really
did
is.
it.
So
they're ready.
Space Mall
We're ready.
Allura
We're
has
ready
to
for
be
them.
here, right?
Wow.
Don't you
We're
take
gonna
my
bring them
Space
on
Mall
up on.
Allura.
We're gonna bring them onto the
Space Mall
stage,
Allura.
and
Yeah,
we're gonna
come
bring them
on.
up one by one, and y'all are gonna judge. So here we go.
Oh, she
Oh,
has
I
the
see,
mice.
I see.
They
She
picked
has
the
the mice.
finalists. So here comes our first finalist.
Oh,
We got a
yeah.
Koran.
A Koran. Oh,
Can
looking
we
good.
Can we have Space Mall Laura come up anyway?
I think we can.
Yeah.
I think we just
Come
did.
on up, Space Mall.
Koran
Let's
looking
do
proper.
it.
Here we go. Some more.
I've got-
Hagar.
Fire.
Which
Oh,
Hagar?
Wow.
Everyone's least favorite Altean. Up next, we've got
Real deal.
Right. You win. This guy wins. You won.
Hunk and a Pidge.
Oh, we got Hunk
Just
there.
hiding behind Hunk.
Excellent.
Feels about right.
Cone up. Yes.
Yes, with the body
Slav is
pillow.
the cosplayer, right?
Fantastic. No Space Mall Allure. Did she not make it?
There she is.
And there we go.
Come on up. We got
6 finalists.
We're just cheating it. We're breaking the rules.
Rules are
That's
made
what we
to
do
be.
here at Voltron.
Yes. Allure with the good hair.
Sorry, with the
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, it's
Mazer
time for you
beams.
guys to judge.
So we can do this 2 ways. So how many things do we have to give out? 5? We have 5. So why don't we do this? Each cast member picks, and then we're gonna have the audience pick the final one. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 finalists, 5 winners.
We threw up the curve. We'll give
Yeah.
whoever doesn't get a thing a thing.
We'll figure it out. I think
We'll
they're all.
find a thing for them.
We'll
Yeah.
figure a thing out. Yeah, we'll make it work. But let's go. Let's start with Lauren.
Oh, so I gotta pick a favorite.
You gotta pick.
Oh my goodness.
Pick your favorite.
This is very difficult. I feel so much pressure. All right, I'm torn between my dearest Space Mall Allura and Shiro Slav here. I gotta go with Allura. I'm sorry. I love Allura.
Space Mall Allura.
Bravo.
Very good. I'm going for sure Shiro the hero. Fantastic.
With the Slav.
I'm gonna have to go with Hagar, the horrible.
Nice.
Woo!
Nice.
You guys
Really
like
good.
the posture down.
That is intimidating.
Well, I mean, obviously Hunk and Pidge. Pigeon Hunk? What was it? Pigeon Hunk?
Yeah.
Punk.
Pigeon Hunk.
Punk.
We're going with Punk.
There, that's my pun. Bam.
Pigeon Hunk.
Okay.
Pigeon Hunk. I
They
got
came out as a single entity, right? Didn't you guys come up together?
Yeah, a group. Do they even know each other?
Can you guys share your prize?
Sure.
It's Hunk. It's Hunk.
It's like
Hunk.
the Stanley
Hunk.
Cup. You just mail it to each
It's
other at the end.
All right, so you got Hunk.
All right, so we're gonna go by applause level for our grand prize winner. Are we doing it from all of these finalists as well? Like one of them gets an even grander prize? Cool. Excellent. So that's how it's gonna go. One of you is getting an upgraded prize. All right, we're gonna start with Koran. Give it up for Koran. I don't know how you get louder than that. It's like they're already so
pretty
loud.
awesome.
Which Hagar? You're pretty good. Hunk. Pretty good. Pidge. Pretty good. Allura.
We got a battle
And
now.
Shiro. Wow.
It's so hard to tell.
That was so hard to tell. Okay.
It was like,
I'm gonna actually let's hear it again. Koran.
I think
Shiro. I think I heard Koran. I think Koran's your winner. There you go. Congratulations. Excellent. You won our grand prize. Everyone else is also getting prizes. Congratulations. You all look amazing.
you guys are all winners.
Yes,
Everyone.
amazing.
Winners.
All of you.
Good. All right. Thank you
guys wanna
all
go ahead
so
and
much. We're going to have you
that way?
lead off that
Thanks,
way.
guys.
Everybody
Thank you,
watch
guys.
this.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
incredible.
Awesome. So awesome,
You
guys.
guys are beautiful.
So
You
awesome.
look great.
So awesome.
Super cool. That's unbelievable.
Fantastic. Well, I wanted to thank you, Lauren, thank you, Joaquin, thank you, Bex, thank you, Tyler, for coming out and hanging
is
out with us
amazing.
Our
Yeah.
pleasure.
on this warm summer day. Thank you, everyone out in the audience
Yeah,
and
thanks for
everyone
coming,
watching
Voltron
at
fans.
home.
Just standing in the sun. Thank you so much.
You guys are the best.
Fantastic.
You're
Yes, you guys.
amazing.
It really is like one of the best fandoms ever. This is like
Totally.
Agreed.
one of the all-time greatest. Like you guys are so amazing. Voltron on Netflix premieres August 4th, season 3. Go re-binge season 2. Get hyped for it. Anything more coming from you guys out of Comic-Con? Or are you guys off for the day?
No, I'm actually on Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency
Of
this
course.
year
Yes.
with Alan Tudyk. We joined, and we're doing the panel on Sunday at Hall H with Kevin Smith moderating.
Wow.
So come if you can.
Kind of a big deal.
That's a big one.
We got
It's a big one,
signing
yeah.
Signing
stuff.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to line
Oh,
up
signing
now if
booth.
you want to get into that Hall H panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. You get to like sleep out there now. Cool. And then you guys will be doing signings tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a
Yes, I
signing
wish we
tomorrow.
had
In
the
the autograph
exact
pavilion?
time frames for
Yeah,
you.
it's up in the sales pavilion in the signing area. And
It's on
that's
a piece
all
of
I
paper
know.
somewhere. That's
There you
all I
go.
know.
Let's check that out. All right, we'll be back again at 4 p.m. to wrap up to the first day of Comic-Con with all the biggest news. Thank again, cast and crew of Voltron for coming out. Thank you guys, and
Thanks,
we'll see you back here.
everyone.
Have a great Comic-Con.
Bye, guys. Thank you.